Greetings, YouTube. As you know, I'm opposed to voter ID laws because we don't need them. We just don't have a voter fraud problem in America. We just don't. No election anywhere in America is at risk from purported voter fraud. It just doesn't happen. Okay? Voter ID laws are about disenfranchising minority voters, about keeping as many people off the voting polls, out of the voting polls, as possible that don't vote for the GOP. I'm going to give you an example here. All right? As of last week, every county in Alabama where black citizens currently comprise more than 75% of registered voters has had its driver license office closed. Which means if any of those people wanted to get a picture ID so they can vote, they have to go outside their own county to achieve this. That's voter suppression. That's un-American. That is rigging elections. So I don't want to hear word one from anyone in the comment section telling me that this is about avoiding voter fraud. This right here is the concrete evidence we have for voter suppression. The voter ID laws are absolute bullshit as far as voter fraud are concerned. It's about keeping minority voters, and in Alabama, that's going to be black voters, out of the polls. That's what this is. Now, when the Supreme Court gutted the Voting Rights Act, this is what we, the smart people, knew was going to happen. Now, the Supreme Court all went, oh, we're just being apolitical. You know, we're the strict constitutionalists. Bullshit again. The Republicans on the Supreme Court knew exactly what was going to happen. This was their goal. And I still, not for a heartbeat, believe that Bush won that election. The Supreme Court handed it to him. And the Supreme Court has just handed the Republican Party every election in any state that does this kind of behavior. Because they're going to sue. But by the time those lawsuits are done, the 2016 election cycle will be done. And then they'll tweak things just enough so people will have to sue them again and they won't be able to vote in the 2018 election. This is time for everyone to mobilize in Alabama, buy buses, rent buses, and start moving people so that they can get their IDs. Because that state has enacted one of these completely unnecessary and un-American voter ID laws. This is disgusting. People died to make sure that everyone in America could vote. And now the Republican Party is doing everything in their power to make those lives worthless. And to make sure that no minority has any voice in politics. Because they're losing control, and they know they're losing control. And the only way they can hold on to control is by jury-rigging the system. By cheating. By manipulation. And we haven't even talked about the things they do, for example, about robocalling people and telling them that their polling station has moved. Or that the election date has changed. They've done this. It's not about voter fraud, people. It's about voter suppression. It's about making sure that no one, that it's a minority in America, gets to vote. And if anyone tells me that this is about voter fraud, I will tell them, you can save yourself the trouble, because I'm going to tell you right now, you're full of bullshit. And I'm sick of listening to it. This isn't me setting up an echo chamber. You're lying. And if you believe it, then you're delusional. And you have my sympathy, empathy, and compassion, but I will not tolerate that belief. I'm not attacking you. I'm attacking the bullshit that you're buying into or you're spreading. And you're not going to use my channel as propaganda. People died to make sure Americans could vote. In Alabama, at least. those lives have just been pissed away.